Folks, tomorrow is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous severe weather days of the year 2026. Nearly 50 million Americans across 7 states are sitting directly inside this storm system's path. The Storm Prediction Center has just issued a Level 3 enhanced risk for Friday, April 17th. Friends, a violent tornado corridor is locked and loaded from Oklahoma all the way north through Wisconsin tonight. Kansas City is staring down a 45% wind probability, the single highest number on the whole map tomorrow. Critical fire weather is burning across the plains with humidity already sitting at just 9% out there. This system runs 1,400 miles from the Texas Panhandle to the Great Lakes, and nobody along that corridor is ready. Stay with me, I am walking through every threat state by state so you know exactly what is coming. Let me give you the full picture first so you understand just how serious tomorrow's setup really is. Friends, the enhanced risk corridor runs from western Kansas through Missouri, Iowa, and Wisconsin into portions of Minnesota. 3 separate threats are hitting simultaneously tomorrow: tornadoes, baseball-size hail, and destructive winds. When all 3 show up on the same day, friends, that is when things get violent and violent fast. Forecasters are flagging a significant tornado designation that CIG1 label does not get handed out lightly. Let us start in Oklahoma because that is where the first storms are going to fire up tomorrow morning. Oklahoma City and Tulsa are in the slight risk zone tomorrow, but Woodward sits right inside the enhanced corridor. Folks, a dry line is setting up across western Oklahoma overnight, and that boundary is your storm trigger for tomorrow. Supercell thunderstorms will start firing along that dry line by mid-morning, and they are going to mean serious business. Oklahoma, these are not ordinary pop-up thunderstorms. These are organized rotating supercells with real teeth. The SPC is particularly concerned about a focused corridor from Woodward southeast toward the Oklahoma City metro. Hail will be the primary threat in western Oklahoma before the tornado risk ramps up through the afternoon hours. Think about Eddie, a wheat farmer outside Woodward who checks on his crops every single morning before sunrise. Eddie, my friend, get everything secured early and have your safe room ready long before that dry line fires tomorrow. Significant hail is on the table across Oklahoma, stones large enough to dent a truck hood clean. 30% wind probability across the Oklahoma City metro means Friday afternoon could get dangerous in a hurry. Oklahoma City and Tulsa slight risk still means dangerous storms are at your doorstep Friday afternoon, y'all. Keep one eye on that western sky from mid-morning forward. These cells develop fast and they travel even faster. Over 11 million people sit inside the significant tornado corridor alone, and that threat arrives after dark tonight. Now let us move north into Kansas because this is where things get absolutely serious tomorrow afternoon. Friends, Wichita, the Woodward corridor, and the whole Kansas City metro are sitting in the most dangerous zone on the map. The SPC has flagged a significant tornado threat for Kansas that means a long-track violent tornado is in play. CIG1 means forecasters believe conditions support tornadoes well beyond the typical EF1 or EF2 range tomorrow. Add 30% hail probability on top of that, and Wichita is looking at one brutal Friday afternoon, y'all. That 30% hail zone covers more than 7 million people from Wichita all the way up to Kansas City. When forecasters say 30% probability of significant hail, that is their way of saying this is very likely. Every vehicle, every boat, every piece of outdoor equipment needs to be under solid cover well before noon tomorrow. Baseball-size hail is 2.75 inches across, large enough to shatter a windshield and put someone in the hospital. Think about Carol, a retired nurse in Wichita who tends her flower garden every single Friday afternoon. Carol, honey, that garden waits this week. Your safe room is exactly where you need to be Friday. Wichita friends, get every vehicle under solid cover well before noon on Friday if at all possible. That hail will arrive with almost no warning and will destroy anything left unprotected out in the open. Kansas also has critical fire weather running simultaneously out in the western part of the state on Friday. Friends, Kansas is dealing with 2 completely separate dangerous weather events at the exact same time tomorrow. Severe storms in the east, critical fire in the west. Know which threat applies to your county right now. Now I need to talk to Kansas City. You are the single most dangerous location on the map tomorrow. Both sides of that Missouri-Kansas state line are staring down a 45% probability of damaging winds tomorrow. 45%, friends, that is the highest wind probability anywhere on the entire day too. Outlook for Friday. Gusts of 70 to 80 miles per hour flip vehicles, drop trees onto homes, and kill power for days. Nearly 3 million people in the Kansas City metro are sitting inside that 45% wind zone tonight. On top of that wind threat, Kansas City is also carrying a significant tornado designation with CIG1 for tomorrow. Violent tornadoes and 80-mile-per-hour straight-line winds could be happening in that same city at the same time. Let me be clear about CIG1 in plain language. We are talking EF2, EF3, potentially EF4 tornado range here. NEF3 packs 136 to 165 mile per hour winds enough to level a well-built home down to its foundation. Independence, Blue Springs, Overland Park, Olathe, every suburb in that metro needs a plan before tomorrow afternoon. If you have elderly family in the Kansas City area, please call them today and make sure they have a plan. Think about Diane, a grandmother in Independence, Missouri, who just got her spring garden planted last weekend. Diane, please get those patio chairs inside tonight and know exactly where your basement is before noon tomorrow. Kansas City, your peak threat window opens right around 3 p.m. and runs straight through 7 p.m. Friday evening. If you have any outdoor plans in Kansas City on Friday afternoon, please cancel them right now, no exceptions. Now, I want you to understand something. This Kansas City threat does not just mean downtown. Folks, that 45% wind zone stretches across both Missouri and Kansas sides of the entire metro corridor. From Leavenworth down through Olathe, from St. Joseph down to Harrisonville, the whole region is in this, friends. Now, shifting north into Iowa, this system does not stop when the sun goes down, not even close. Des Moines, Iowa City, and Dubuque are all sitting inside the enhanced risk corridor heading into Friday evening. A surface low tracking northeast from Iowa into Wisconsin is the focused area for the most significant tornadoes. Iowa friends, your threat window peaks in the evening hours, and that means these tornadoes arrive after dark. A nighttime tornado is the most dangerous kind because you simply cannot see it coming through the darkness. You are relying entirely on your alerts and weather radio. Those devices must be on and loud tonight. A NOAA weather radio at 2 a.m. is loud, jarring, and completely unmistakable, and it could genuinely save your life. If you do not own a NOAA radio, your phone wireless emergency alert is your next best option tonight. Friends, make sure emergency alerts are not blocked by Do Not Disturb. Go check your phone settings right now, y'all. If you live in a mobile home in Iowa or southern Wisconsin tonight, please listen very carefully right now. A mobile home offers zero protection against a tornado. It does not matter how well it is tied down. Identify a solid neighbor's house, a church, a community center, any sturdy building you can reach quickly tonight. When a tornado warning hits your county tonight, you get up and you go right then, no waiting. Drop your city in the comments and tell me, do you have a solid shelter plan for Friday night? All right, Wisconsin, your overnight threat is the one keeping forecasters up tonight, and you need to hear this. Now let us move into Wisconsin. This is honestly the state that concerns me most overnight. Friends, Madison, La Crosse, Wausau, and Dubuque are all inside the 10% tornado probability zone Friday night. 10% may not sound alarming, but that is the single highest tornado probability on the entire Day 2 map. The low-level wind shear over Wisconsin Friday night is exactly the kind of setup that produces significant tornadoes. Think about Jim, a retired dairy farmer outside La Crosse who turns in around 9 o'clock every night. Jim, I need you staying up late on Friday with that weather radio on loud right there on the nightstand. Set every alert on your phone and do not silence it before bed. This threat rolls through after midnight. Madison is also carrying significant wind and hail on top of that tornado risk all at the same time Friday. Wisconsin, this is a full multi-hazard overnight event: tornadoes, destructive winds, and large hail all in one. Green Bay and the Fox Valley are sitting on the edge of the slight risk zone heading into Friday night. Even on the slight risk fringe, a damaging wind gust or isolated tornado is absolutely possible after midnight. Milwaukee, you are slight risk, but that evening line will be pushing right through your metro after midnight. Friends, Rockford, Illinois is also catching a piece of this overnight threat. Keep those alerts on through Saturday morning. Up in Minnesota, Duluth and the Wisconsin border areas are catching the edge of this tornado threat overnight. Minneapolis and St. Paul sit at the outer fringe slight risk, but keep those radar apps open tonight. St. Paul is also under a significant hail threat. Dangerous hail is riding the system all the way north. St. Paul sits inside that CIG1 hail designation. That means significant hail is genuinely on the table tomorrow. Minnesota friends, if you are driving Friday evening, large hail can fall with virtually no warning at all out there. Now let me talk about Michigan, because what is already happening there is too serious to skip over today. A flood warning is active across 8 counties in northern Michigan, and it runs all the way through Sunday night. Alpena, Alcona, Sheboygan, Iosco, Montmorency, Oscoda, Otsego, and Presque Isle are all under that warning right now. Between 2 and 6 inches of rain have already fallen up. Their rivers and streams are running dangerously high. Roads are washing out, riverbanks are crumbling, and that flooding is expected to continue right through the weekend. Turn around, do not drown. The majority of flood fatalities in America happen inside vehicles every single year. 6 inches of moving water knocks an adult off their feet. 2 feet sweeps your vehicle clean away. Northern Michigan friends, please check road conditions before going anywhere this weekend. No shortcut is worth your life. I want to be crystal clear, not a watch, not an advisory. This is an active flood warning right now. Flooding is occurring in northern Michigan as we speak, and the NWS expects it to continue straight through Sunday. If you have cabin trips or fishing plans in northern Michigan this weekend, please reconsider those plans today. Now let me get to the plains where fire danger has reached the most critical level possible today, folks. Critical fire weather is covering the Texas Panhandle and western Kansas running right through Friday afternoon. Humidity is sitting at 9% out there. That is drier than most deserts anywhere on this planet. 45-mile-per-hour gusts on top of 9% humidity means explosive and dangerously fast fire spread. A grass fire under these conditions can outrun a person sprinting. Please take this threat seriously right now today. 0 outdoor burning today, period. Full stop, no exceptions in the Texas Panhandle or western Kansas, y'all. Scan that horizon every hour if you see smoke anywhere near you. Get in that truck and drive. Have your animals secured, keep that fuel tank full, and have your escape route clearly in your mind right now. The Texas Panhandle has seen some of the most destructive wildfires in state history under conditions just like these. The Smokehouse Creek fire burned over 1 million acres under similar conditions. That is the scale this can reach. Ranchers and farmers on the high plains, please move your livestock away from dry grass and brush pastures today. If fire breaks out near you, do not try to outrun it on foot. Get in that vehicle and drive immediately. All right, let me run through the city-by-city breakdown so every one of you knows your exact threat window tomorrow. Oklahoma City and Tulsa slight risk, but supercells fire mid-morning and the threat there is very real Friday afternoon. Wichita sitting in the enhanced core with significant tornado threat and 30% baseball-size hail through 5 p.m. Kansas City, your most dangerous window is 3 to 7 p.m. Friday with that 45% wind fully loaded. Des Moines and Iowa City after 6 p.m. This system stops caring who is ready and who is not. Madison, La Crosse, and Wausau, Wisconsin, your peak danger window is after 9 p.m. straight through midnight tonight. Chicago sits at marginal risk, but do not relax. That evening line could still bring severe weather your way. Milwaukee is slight risk. Do not let that word fool you when this line comes rolling through Saturday morning. If you are in any of these cities, drop your location in the comments. I want to know you are ready. Here is the straight talk on what every single one of you needs to do before Friday afternoon arrives. Friends, download a weather alert app today and make absolutely sure your wireless emergency alerts are switched on right now. Know exactly which room you're sheltering in: basement, lowest floor, interior room, completely away from windows. When a tornado warning hits your county, do not wait to see it move to that safe room immediately. A rain-wrapped tornado gives you absolutely zero visual warning before it is right on top of your neighborhood. Kansas City friends, secure every outdoor item tonight before bed furniture, grills, trampolines, everything goes. Trampolines are one of the leading causes of storm damage in suburban neighborhoods. Please tie them down tonight. Have a flashlight, have your medications, and have your important documents in a bag you can grab fast if needed. Here is the bottom line on tomorrow. Nearly 50 million Americans are directly in the path of this outbreak. From the Oklahoma wheat fields all the way up to the Wisconsin dairy farms, this system means serious business. 45% wind in Kansas City, 10% tornado risk in Wisconsin after dark, 9% on the plains. This is what a locked and loaded outbreak looks like. Nobody from Oklahoma to Minnesota is ready for this. And friends, if you think Friday sounds serious, the weekend pattern is not looking much calmer after this passes. Saturday still carries a residual severe weather threat along the eastern fringe as today's system pulls east. Stay with me this weekend. I will be updating you as that next system starts to take shape out there. Please share this with your family and your neighbors in the path of this system right now, tonight. The people around you need this information before Friday afternoon arrives. Sharing it could genuinely save a life. Y'all stay safe, take care of each other, and I will see you in the next one. God bless America.